Well, hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Nawalkin. You are listening to the Dirty Nerdy Show. Today we have a super freaking genius, okay? The best guest that I could find on a Thursday in June on the 27th of 2019. I promise you. It's the best one I could find in those specific parameters. So, with that in mind, I would like to welcome the amazing, not Natalie Portman, Amy K. ASMR. What's up?
What up? Welcome to myself.
Do you see how I completely changed it? I didn't even go with the other way.
Yeah, that's all good. Listen, like I said, you know how many freaking records I do over and over? And it's like, shit, okay, one more time.
What are you talking about? This is totally our first take.
This is our first take because we are perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into this, although I'm not going to be jumping because my legs don't work.
I'll hop for you.
Yeah. So I think you're amazing and you're so freaking good and I freaking love what you do and oh my god, you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Like,
so honored to be on your show.
no, my show is shit compared to what you do. Like, you are so freaking dope. Like, the thing, like, in the forest, right? With, like, the sleepy bear, and you're, like, cleaning the dude's aura. And I was like, I didn't even know my aura was messy, but apparently it needs to be cleaned. And this weird bear lady is gonna clean it for me. Okay, she's all in my face now. Okay, I'm a little uncomfortable, but we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, that idea came to me because I was like, I have a kirigumi and I really want to use it. And you know what? And then, like, the idea just came to me from that. Like, I just have things that I want to dress up as. And then I'm like, okay, let's build an idea around this. And then people actually were like, hey, that yawning, can you do more of that? I actually got sleepy from your yawning. So I might actually do it like a yawning trigger ASMR, start a new theme, start a new trend.
I got sleepy from your sniffing, man.
Oh yeah, sniffing too. That one, people were like, I oddly liked your sniffing. Is that okay? Is that good? And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do more sniffing ASMR.
It was like so comforting. I was like, I'm gonna go find a cocaine addict right now.
Yeah, number one best trigger for cocaine addicts. No, I do enjoy the sniffing trigger as well. I think, I don't know which video I watched, but someone did it for like a split second, and I was like, I liked that. Let's make a whole video about it.
It's so good. It's so good. And your makeup in every video. Oh my god.
That's definitely one of my passions. Is not makeup in general. I could not make a normal makeup look if someone had a gun to my head. Couldn't do it. But like fantasy or like, I don't know, kind of stuff makeup, that's what I'm really passionate about. So I love doing it. Yeah. It's another thing. Like sometimes I'll see a look on Pinterest and it's like crazy ass look and I'm like, let's make a video about this. I want to dress up as that.
Could you make me look like David Bowie in that movie from the 80s?
Probably with the lightning bolt.
No, but the movie from the 80s. Shit, why can't I think of the Labyrinth?
Labyrinth. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Probably. If I try really hard.
I love I don't wear makeup, but I would, and I love it because I really want to look like David Bowie.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's just, like that's how I feel too. Sometimes like I really want to look like this person. Let's try and make a makeup.
Or like just do like a Prince look, you know? I feel like that would be dope.
Yeah, I love pretending to be like different characters. That's the other reason why I mainly do role plays, is because I love pretending to be different characters. Yeah, like especially video game characters, they're badass and cool, and they're like, they have all this courage and they're just awesome, and I want to pretend to be them. And when you're in costume and you're dressed up, it's just like you gain this amount of confidence that it's just otherworldly, which is just crazy. I love it so much. I
Yeah.
hate taking off my costume. Cosplay is fun. You should
Yeah.
try
Well, I feel like my cosplay options are kind of limited.
it. I
Like,
mean, a lot of times my with my videos, I literally just dress up from like my shirt up, and that's it. That's my cosplay. So I mean, you could do that too. Just like you know, you know, top half up.
you're like, I'm wearing sweatpants, motherfucker. Ha.
Oh yeah, yeah. Majority of the time, I'm wearing sweatpants for sure. I think that's like very true for most ASM artists as well.
Yeah, probably. I think for not even just ASM artists. I think
Oh yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
like
that's true.
streamers and like content creators in general.
Yeah, that's
Um,
probably very true. I mean,
yeah,
it's smart. That's why.
yeah, because you're only really
What's the
showing like the top
word?
half. Like, who cares what's going on down there?
Yeah, why would I wear like uncomfortable leather pants or something if no one's gonna see them?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um. So, what was your favorite one to do so far? Because you've done so many things that I love, that I'm just like, like I'm not even joking. We have mutual friends, and you can
Yes.
go to each one of them, and they will tell you that there was a good minute where I was like, oh my god, she's amazing, she's fucking the best. Like,
Oh man, my favorite. So I don't know if I have one single favorite, because a lot of my videos, my best videos, are when I'm inspired. Um, like if I watch something recently and I'm just like I get filled with this like inspiration to make a certain video, and I have to make it like now, 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 now. And so I like throw everything together and I make it, and I'm very inspired by the character. So my Sith roleplay, I was super because I did so much research because I'm a Jedi. Sorry guys, sorry, Jedi through and through. Um, but when I was researching Sith and like why people would take the Sith path and why a lot of people love the Sith, it was like I don't know, it was super inspiring. And when I made the video, I loved it. I loved my costume, everything about it. So I'd say that most recently that was my favorite make. But of course, the Dragon Mother, that one also meant a lot to me in general because of the the reason behind it, like the
yeah,
what is it? The motivation, like what I said in the video, it was very personal to me, and it when people were saying, "Hey, this actually helped me out. Like I'm struggling with this certain thing right now, and like this made me feel better." That made me feel so good because I struggle with that, and so it was me just basically talking to myself, but it helped other people. So that's another one I very much enjoyed because it was like a personal issue that I deal with. So yeah,
yeah. I also
yeah.
like the fluffy Mike one, which is like not even a character. It was just you, but it was really good.
Fluffy Mike one, which one was that? I'm like, what? Which one?
You did a Pokemon video, and
Oh, the one where I was just whispering Pokemon names.
yeah, but you like had like the fluffy Mike, and fluffy Mike is my favorite trigger ever.
Oh
And
yeah, I love that.
and you did that, and I watched that whole video, and here's the thing
Really?
about that. I don't know a damn thing about Pokemon.
Really? I actually got a few comments about that where they were like, I don't really like Pokemon, but I like this video. And I'm like, cool. That happens to a lot of my videos where it's like, I've never seen Final Fantasy, but this was a cool video. And it's like, cool. Thanks for watching, even though, you're not into that specific game. Like, love it. But yeah, that video was so hard because I have this like really shitty Walmart stool that I sit on when I film. And it was a long video, obviously, and I was kind of like looking down, reading all the Pokemon names, and there's 800 Pokemon names. And I didn't think anything of it before, but like halfway through, my back started killing me. And I was like, oh my God, can this be over? So at the very end, you can see me just like barely pronouncing them, just like rushing through it. And I was like, no one's going to watch till the end of this anyway, right? But I guess people did.
I feel
But
like people were asleep by then.
yeah, that's what I was hoping. Maybe they were just asleep by then or they were barely listening. But also at the end, like, I didn't even know how to pronounce half those names. Like, oh my God.
Did you
So it's,
see? Did you see Detective Pikachu?
oh my gosh. It's one of my favorite movies. I freaking love Detective Pikachu. His little face is so cute. Oh my god. Sorry, I like almost like throughout the whole movie, there were moments where I almost cried just because he was so fucking cute. Like, I love Detective Pikachu. Just yeah, I love it. I love it so
Ah,
much.
that's so good. Um, Hold up, you did a Sansa roleplay and I missed it?
Yes, that one was actually one of my most popular ones, believe it or not, because people were like think that I really nailed her impression, I guess, and so people really liked that one. Um, and it was her before she got, I guess, like hardened by everything. So it was just like her being, sweet to her, whoever's doing her hair. Because there's always like those people that help them get ready for bed at night. And she like brushes their hair instead of, them brushing her hair. And so I don't know, people really liked it.
Aw.
Yeah, and Sansa was my favorite character in Game of Thrones. Again, I'm also obsessed with Game of Thrones, so as is like every other ASMR artist on Twitter seems like, which was very nice. But yeah, Sansa is my favorite character in the whole show, other than Jon Snow because he's super handsome and I'm obsessed with him. But other than that, I'm obsessed with Sansa because she's awesome.
I
So
liked
I really,
Sansa. Sansa was cool. I liked Arya a bit more.
oh, yeah, I mean, obviously Arya is a badass, and I really like Arya, but I I feel like with Sansa, I identified with her a little bit more because she was a normal person, I guess, in a way, and then she became something bigger than that. I don't know. Obviously, all the Starks, my favorites.
I
All the Starks.
feel like I feel like Sansa became a badass too, but in a very different way, in a
Yeah,
more like royalty type way, in
yeah.
more
She
like
like used her
politician
mind
type way.
in a
Yeah,
badass way. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I mean, Arya, damn, if I could be as like cool as Arya,
yeah.
hell,
I,
I'd,
I'm trying not to give spoilers, but I feel like if you haven't watched it at this
yeah.
point, it's not. It's
I
really not.
know. Come on now. I mean, I have this coworker that is in the same store as me. Obviously, she's my coworker, and I'd be like, "Have you watched it yet?" And she's like, "No, I'm only on season one. Don't tell me." And I'm like, "It's one. You're never going to watch it." Like she stopped watching after season one. Don't play that whole "oh, don't give me spoilers." You're never gonna watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not gonna fucking watch it.
If it's been like 3 years and you haven't watched it yet, come on now. It's your own fault.
Okay,
But yeah.
one that's kind of funny, a funny concept. Cleaning your ashes of interest in game.
Oh my god, yeah. So I don't know why. So a lot of people like ASMRs on Twitter were like, let's do like a combined role play of like, Avengers, because like obviously the new Avengers movie was coming out soon. And they're like, let's do a combined role play. And it was like bigger ASMR artists, and obviously I wasn't involved. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I can't really make, a video of like, Black Widow or, whatever. So I'm just gonna make a really stupid one because obviously people are gonna be clicking on Avengers ASMR because of them, which they never made it, by the way. That never happened. But I was like, well, I should make one myself, and I was like, it'll be freaking hilarious as if I made just one cleaning up your ashes. And I loved making that because it was just the whole time I was just you know cracking up on the inside, and the broom was green, and there was like a obviously I have my green screen in the back, and I knew it was gonna not show up uh on the video, and I think it would just add to the whole like nonsense of it all. It was just yeah, it was definitely one of my favorite videos to make because it was just funny.
That's amazing.
And people I forget who I want to there was one comment that was so funny that had to do with the broom. It was like, oh, it looks like Thanos snapped your broom too, and it's like it's just so many people were commenting the funniest stuff. And again, I love my followers so much because if it's a nerdy role play, they'll comment nerdy comments, and this one they just were just so hilarious. Like I was just cracking up the whole time. Like every time I get a new comment, I would just be like, here we go again. I love it. But
Yeah.
I do want to try and do more funny stuff eventually because I mean I did Vine a long time ago. This is like a funny, like, well, random thing. But I used to be on Vine back when it was huge, and I did comedy, and I wasn't like the best at it, but I had like 5,000 followers on there. So that was my introduction to social media, I guess. But and then I did ASMR because I love, right now I love dressing up and I love being creative, but I do want to add comedy to my content as well because it's
Yeah.
one of my loves is comedy. So
We don't have to be serious all the time.
yeah, exactly. So I do want to add some funny role plays. I mean, I have some funny role plays spread throughout. Like I did one where it was like the aliens meme, but it was like aliens, cats are aliens, and that was one of my. I really enjoyed making that one because it was just me cracking myself up the whole time. It was really good.
We can't not talk about the whole Star Wars thing.
Of course, that's my most popular. I'd say in terms of my fan base, it's like where I get most of my fans. Because almost every video they're like, okay, this was great, but like new Star Wars RP soon or what?
Well, I mean, okay, so how do I want to approach this? Do I want to approach the Star Wars or the Natalie Portman thing first? Thinking out loud. Pulling an Ed Sheeran. No. Um, so people like to say that you look like the Natalie Portman over there.
Yes, I do get that sometimes.
How do you feel about that?
I freaking love it. Just I mean, obviously, when I look in the mirror, I see myself, and when I look at Natalie Portman, I see this amazing, talented, beautiful woman. And when people are like, "You look like Natalie Portman," I'm like, "Me? No way, really?" And even in real life, I get it. Like there are times where I'll go to Bevmo, and they're like, this lady will look at me at the cashier, like the cashier will look at me like, "You look like Natalie Portman," and I'll be like, "But what? Thank you." Because I think it's just like the most flattering thing ever. It's 50-50. It's Natalie Portman and Ellen Page. I even had one person once say, "Hey, you look like a mashup of Natalie Portman and Ellen Page," and I was like, "Oh my god, you are a savant," because I get both of those. So I love it. I love it so much. And the reason why I did I mean, I was eventually going to Padme play. It was always on my list. But on my videos, I kept getting people like going, "Hey, does anyone else like notice that she looks like Natalie Portman or me?" And then that was always my voted comment. And I'm like, you know what? I have got to make this Padme one like real soon. Like it bumped it up to the top of my list. And at that point I only had like I think less than 1,000 followers, and it got really popular. In my terms, it got really popular. It was my first video to like 1,000 views, and now it's at like I don't know 15K or something like that.
18.
And then Fred's 18K. See, that's like my most viewed video, and I didn't realize how big it was gonna get until the Fred's Voice ASMR. At this point, I had no contact with ASMR artists. I wasn't on Twitter yet, and he left a comment saying like, "I really like this, like more soon," or something like that. And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I obviously had a fangirl moment, but yeah, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna keep doing Star Wars stuff because people really enjoyed it." And obviously, I love Star Wars, so I love making it. So that's kind of how it started. People saying that I looked like Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. Yeah. These Star Wars role plays are killing it right now. Like,
Yeah, all of them are my most popular.
the Sith one was great, and I want to know what you had to research for the Sith one because you said you had to do a lot of research.
So, like, I am a Jedi, obviously, like I said. So I had to research, just like I didn't want to just make a video and me talk about random stuff that I didn't know about. I wanted with most of my videos, I like to research the background of it so I know what I'm talking about, and it makes the immersion of it that much better because I can reference different things. So I had to research like all the different Sith lords, researched like what it means for a Sith and an apprentice, like what sort of powers they have, what brings them to the dark side, what sort of powers do they get from the dark side, just researching the dark side in general, just like everything, and all of that together brought this video. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like a specific Sith Lord or if I just wanted to be a made-up Sith Lord, and I ended up being a made-up one because there was a lot of non-canon Sith Lords, I guess, and I was like, well, I might as well just make my own non-canon Sith Lord.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Disney kind of killed a lot of them.
yeah, they really did. So I was like, might as well just continue with that. So I had a lot of fun, definitely.
But those
I'm
are so fun. Like there's a new book out right now. About Dooku. Well, it's not really about Dooku. It's about Qui-Gon.
mhm.
But Dooku trained Qui-Gon. So he's a main character in it, and it talks about his sort of like turn to the dark side, and it wasn't like a I'm gonna be evil type thing. It was him being sort of like fed up with like the
Yeah,
Jedi.
yeah, that's like something, again, my perception of the Sith before I researched everything was, oh, they're just inherently evil and they want to kill everyone and they're just, the dark. They're just dark. And I was like, why are so many people drawn to the Sith if it's just about being evil? But what I found out was it's not about like I am evil and I just want to kill everyone. It's that they're fed up with the Jedi Order and like all their rules and how they protect the Senate, and the Senate and the Republic are corrupted, and yet they protect this corruption. And so just being frustrated and angry at that corruption, and then that turns you to the dark side because they're really more about protecting like the Force and like protecting order in general. It's not about just being evil. It's not about killing everyone. It's about keeping everything in order. And I just gained a lot of respect for the Sith. It's different now. I look at them differently because in the movies they just look like this just evil sort of. They just seem just super evil,
Yeah.
that they are red and they have these spikes on their head and stuff like that, and they're all like rah. But really they have a reason behind what they do, and so yeah, I respect that.
Yeah. So shout out to all the Sith Lords out there listening. We
Shout
see
out to
you.
Sith Lords.
We see
I
you.
get you. Yeah, we see you. We understand you. I mean, part of it.
What made you want to do the X-Men roleplay?
I love X-Men so much. The movies have gotten so much shit. I haven't seen the most recent one. I love X-Men in general. Like growing up, the X-Men movies were something like I like to, fantasize that I'm in specific universes, and I like to make up my own characters that
Mm.
would be in these universes, and when I was younger, how a lot of people are like, oh man, I wish I could be in Harry Potter. Well, a lot of times I'd be like, I wish I could be an X-Men. Like, what cool ass power would I have? And then, of course, this new X-Men movie was coming out, and I was like, I have to make like an X-Men something, but obviously I didn't have the props to be a certain person. So I was like, hey, what if the other person was an X-Men and they were just figuring out that they were? And then my power was to be able to, put you to sleep or something like that. Because that's a very ASMR thing. So
Yeah.
that came to be. Yeah. And I hope to do more X-Men role plays at some point. I want to do a Dark Phoenix one, or at least a Jean Grey one in the future. I mean, my ultimate hope is that there would be like a bunch of ASMRists that would love X-Men enough to do like a collab of X-Men. But,
Do you need a Professor X?
yes, of course. Oh my god, you would be the perfect Professor X.
Yes.
You're like, yes, I would.
I need that. I feel like that would be great because I love X-Men, but I grew up reading the comics and
Yes. I did not.
and watching the '90s cartoon.
I do. Yes, I watched the cartoon. I watched everything that was cartoon wise. Yeah, and I love looking up because I mean, there's a lot of like face value stuff that you see in the you see like a character, but you don't realize how many realities and how many like different lives they've lived. And I love researching the background to all the different characters because the comics, obviously, because I haven't read them, I haven't seen that. So yeah, just seeing where they went to be like Kitty Pride, which is Ellen Page's character. I was like, maybe I'll do a role play of her, and I just kind of looked up her thing, and it was such a weak, kind of boring character. But if you actually see like the timeline, she becomes this like badass leader of the X-Men.
Yeah, Shadowcat's the dopest, man. Like,
She is actually a really cool badass character. But in the movies, she's like a kind of wimpy, kind of person,
yeah,
which kind of sucks.
she's lame in the movies, but I promise you,
Yeah.
in the comic book version of Days of Future Past, she
Mm-hmm.
is so important. In the comic book version of Old Man Logan, again,
Oh my
super
god,
important.
such an amazing movie.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that was
in
so good.
in the
It made me feel so many feels.
yeah, I know, right? That movie is so good, but in the comic, she is a very important part of that story.
And I wish that it was like that. Because I don't know, because then you could do the character justice, you know? But no, they couldn't.
Well, now that Marvel has it, they'll do something good with the X
Yeah,
Men.
I hope so. I hope they make a really badass Marvel storyline, like, you know, the Avengers is badass and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about her Zelda role plays
Oh my
and
gosh.
her
So
series. But first, we're gonna check out this random commercial where I'm selling something. It's merch, and you guys can uh, look at what we've got. It's T-shirts and mugs, and yeah, uh, check that out. Oh my God, did you guys see that? That was so cool. Did you? Yo, Amy,
oh my god, that looks so cool, man. I want one.
did you
If you don't
see?
have one, you're stupid. I mean,
Yeah,
no. If you want to
yeah,
be cool, like literally wear that shirt. And then you're cool. I
yeah.
wish it was that easy when I was younger.
Yeah, it just wasn't, but now it is because TDNS merch.
Yeah.
I wore
Woo.
one to the doctor yesterday. They were like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh man, just you wait." Like,
Mind blown.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you have this series, and it's the freaking dopest thing I've ever seen in my life. Um,
The Zelda role plays.
uh, okay, so no, series one
No.
and series two
Oh my gosh. You're talking about my fantasy role plays?
of the fantasy role plays.
The Farron's Grove role play?
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember the name. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. So you know what's funny is I didn't actually name it until like my second series because I don't know. I didn't think it would take off. I didn't think people would like it that much, so I didn't even name it. So, but I had this idea because you know, obviously Goodnight Moon has her Babelbrook series and whatever, and you know, it's just a bunch of different characters in the Babelbrook universe. And I was like, I like that, but you know what would be cool is if you were on an adventure and it was through a series of videos. Because obviously I play a lot of World of Warcraft, I play, you know, Final Fantasy Online. I just, you know, a lot of like fantasy games I play.
Yeah,
And like I wanted it to be this idea where you go to this innkeeper, you get a quest, and you go on the quest. And I wanted that to be a video idea. And so Rosemary is the main innkeeper that you go to, and she's kind of like your confidant. She's like your person that gives you the quests, and she gives you the quest, and then you meet this middle sort of person, and then you meet the boss at the very end, and then that's like the end game kind of boss. And I did it once, And I freaking loved the experience. I loved coming up with like the world and the whole story that the person would go through, and the idea of the person not knowing the end and they see the end and having to watch the rest of the videos. And I don't know, I just loved it so much that I made a second one, and that one did really well. So now I'm probably gonna have to come up with another one. I love it. I think that it's like my thing that I've created that other people aren't doing yet. And it's okay if people do, that's fine. But
It's like
in
you
my heart,
have this like
I know
anthology
that I
show.
made it. Yeah, exactly.
It's
So I'm really
so
proud of
good.
it. Yeah. And I'm actually, because so Bearded Audio ASMR,
Yeah, I know
he
him.
did, yeah, you know him. He did music for our Fae roleplay or Fae series. And I really loved it so much. And I was like, hey, my series that I do, the Fair and people ask me all the time if I can have music. But of course, like, you can't put a lot of music back there because then you get demonetized, whatever. And I was like, yo, can you please make music for my next series? And he watched them all and he was like, I'm so down. And so I'm excited for this new one that I come up with. I haven't come up with the idea yet, but when I do, I know it's going to be amazing because it's going to make all the sounds for me.
Nice. That's so dope.
Yeah, I can't wait. I
Who-
just got to come up with the idea.
You ever need somebody else to do music for any of your other projects? I know a guy.
Do you really?
Yeah, his name's Chris Not Walking.
Oh, for real though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know you did that stuff.
Girl, I do
Well,
all the musics. Would you like? I'll show
um,
you some of it after the interview, and you'll be like, and I'll be like, yeah, I
hell
did
yeah.
that shit.
It was obviously a lot of, I mean, it's not just for that series, but for a lot of my videos, I'm like, this would be so much better with music. But yeah, so that'd be cool if I just have like people that did my music for me, and then bam, immersion at its finest. I want people to
Yeah.
get into the videos, and I think music really helps. Because like before I found ASMR, my version of ASMR, or like my way to calm myself down, I guess, would be like chill step, or like chill music. So it makes me really sad when I can't put music in the background of my videos. Or like when I play certain video games, there are like certain songs that I really love. Like with Zelda, with Legend of Zelda, there are towns that I would just sit in and listen to the music because it was just so calming and nostalgic. And I just wish I could put it in the background of my videos, but I can't. But it would be cool if if there's music in general in the background of it. I feel like it would add to it.
You know what I haven't asked?
What?
How'd you find ASMR?
How did I find ASMR? Ooh, that's a good question. It's actually kind of embarrassing, if to be honest. So
Well, then let's definitely get that question
yeah.
answered.
So do you know Chris Crocker?
Leave Brittany
Yes.
alone.
So I follow him on Facebook, and because he does like funny skits every once in a while, and so I follow him on Facebook, and I would always really like the videos of him eating, and I didn't know why. And one day he did this like joke, haha, funny ASMR eating chips. And I was like, I really like this video. Why do I like it? And he was like making fun of ASMR. What's ASMR? So I went onto, YouTube, obviously, and I looked up ASMR and I found Gentle Whispering, and I kind of listened to a few of her videos, and I was like, holy shit, what is this? I love this so much. And then I kind of went down the rabbit hole, of course, and that's kind of how I found ASMR. Just Chris Crocker talking about it and me realizing that that was why I love listening to him eat food. And I'm one of those people that likes like a lot of people are like, ugh, like I hate mukbang ASMR. It's so gross. But I'm definitely one of those people that love listening to people eating ASMR. But in real life, I hate listening to people eating. Like I hate when I can hear someone chewing. But for some reason, when it's like ASMR version, I love it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you on that. That's cool. So, what are some of the plans for the future of the show as we wind down here?
Um, I guess a lot more. My hope is to be able to make enough money through AdSense to be able to actually get some really good cosplay going, to really get into the characters more, because I have so many ideas. I have like a list of like 30 ideas that I really want to do, but I can't do it just yet because I don't have the supplies for it. So my hope is to make so much better cosplay ASMR, like obviously add music to the background, add, learn more editing to be able to kind of, get the immersion up, and yeah, just like really make things that I love, and hopefully bring more nerdy people onto my channel and grow it and have a lot of fun while doing it. So yeah, that's what I hope. That's what I hope to do.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, you are an absolute gem. And I have my own list. I have a list of things that I hope you will do.
Really though, you gotta tell me, because otherwise, because I have like a list of things that I'm like, people don't give a shit about that series anymore. Like, why would I do? Yeah.
One
But yeah,
that I really hope you do someday, Blade Runner.
was Blade Runner. Okay, all right, that could be a cool thing.
Like a voice
I
like a
haven't watched that
like a voice
ever.
comp test. You know, the
Uh,
test
I
where
love anything. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Let's avoid contest.
it's the test that they give to see if you're a replicant.
Oh my god, that sounds freaking
So
amazing.
they ask you a
Okay,
bunch of questions.
that is definitely added to my list. I'm gonna watch the video, or sorry, I'm gonna watch the, because that way I can get immersed into that
Yeah.
universe, I suppose,
I
so
got
that I can.
I got immersed into that whole universe by the video game. There was a video game that Westwood put out years ago called
Really?
it was a Blade Runner video game. It was basically a point and click type thing, but it's one of my favorite games ever.
I will
And
have to take a look at that, because again, I love to research beforehand so that I can really, come out in that character. So, I mean, I love that idea. Like
if
that, I
if you
love
can get
that.
a hold of the game, get the game. If you can get a hold of it, it's like
I
I
will
said,
definitely try.
it's an old game, so it's hard to find. But
Oh, okay.
oh my god,
I don't mind old games.
dude, it
I
it.
just recently replayed Final Fantasy X. That it's old graphics. I'm like, oh my god, I remember I thought this was the coolest thing ever, and it was like such top quality, and now I'm looking at it like, is that a hand or what? Is that a tree? I used to have such a better imagination, but now we're used to these like top graphic games.
it
But it's always good to go back.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna wrap in a second, but first, hey guys, check out this random picture. This random
Check it
cl-
out.
Check out this random clip of Heather Effect just being a weirdo. And welcome back to TDNS. And we're out of time here.
Oh
Uh,
no, time.
and it sucks because Amy K is like the freaking dopest ever.
What? Not
And
as dope as you.
no,
I
no,
tried.
you are the dopest ever. Like period. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show today. It really does mean a lot to me that you would even consider coming on this shit show. Um,
Thanks for inviting me and talking video games and nerdy stuff with me,
oh, dude,
because
that's what I
I
live
need
for.
it.
Yeah, you're welcome back here anytime to talk about all the nerdy shit. Um,
Hell
but yeah, guys, here's what you gotta do. Okay, here's what you got to do. We need you to do this. Okay, first of all, you go to Amy's channel, right? You go in there and then you hit subscribe. But that's not enough. We ain't just about hitting subscribe up in this bitch.
yeah. What?
You gotta hit that bell as well because you gotta know the moment she uploads a video because she
Look at that.
is a freaking baller. Okay, she is so creative, so genius, like a just genius. All right.
Oh, you're so
Um,
sweet. Also, subscribe to DNS. Do it. Do it now.
I mean,
Bell button.
you can if
Ding.
you want to.
But there's lots of super cool stuff. Lots of super cool interviews. I watch them myself, yo. I
Uh,
love getting to know some artists.
well, yeah, okay. If you want to, you can You can hit that subscribe
I love
button.
how you're like, subscribe to Amy K, do it, and don't subscribe to me. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay if you don't have to. I mean, if you don't want to, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're just the nicest person ever.
But if you're here, go ahead, hit the button, hit the bell if you want to. Where can the people find you on social media?
Actually, the only social media I have is Twitter, and it's at Amy K ASMR.
At Amy K ASMR. You guys, go follow her and tell her how freaking dope she is.
Yay! Thank you so much.
And then tweet Natalie Portman and tell her that she has a long lost twin.
Please, please. Oh my God, Natalie, please see me, acknowledge me.
And with that in mind, my name is Christopher Walken. That is Amy K. This was the Dirty Nerdy Show, and we will see you in the next video.
See you next time.